Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by JIJI Press, the Chinese government has decided to allow a select group of domestic technology companies to purchase the H200, an advanced artificial intelligence chip manufactured by the U.S. firm Nvidia. Although the United States government had already granted permission for these exports to China, the Chinese authorities had previously prohibited such purchases, citing the need to protect the domestic semiconductor industry. Reports indicate that tech giants such as Alibaba Group, ByteDance, and the AI startup DeepSeek have been notified of the potential to purchase a limited number of these chips. However, the approval process remains stringent, as companies are required to submit detailed reports to regulators regarding the quantities and reasons for their orders, and final authorization is still pending. The shift in policy reflects China's pressing need to secure high-performance hardware essential for advancing its domestic artificial intelligence capabilities, which has proven difficult under current restrictions. According to Yonhap News Agency, South Korea's Supreme Court is scheduled to deliver its verdict on Thursday at 2 p.m. regarding obstruction of justice charges against former President Yoon Yeol. This marks the top court's first ruling for the ousted leader, who is currently facing 8 separate trials in connection with his short-lived martial law declaration on December 3, 2024. Yoon, who has been held in custody since last July, will not attend the hearing as attendance is not required for a final appeal. He stands accused of ordering presidential bodyguards to prevent investigators from executing a warrant for his detention in January 2025. In addition, Yoon faces charges of violating the rights of cabinet members by failing to convene an advance meeting to review his martial law plans, as well as falsifying public documents. In April, an appellate court sentenced him to 7 years in prison for these charges, a 2-year increase from the lower court's sentence. Meanwhile, Yoon's separate trial for leading an insurrection is still ongoing, in which a lower court initially sentenced him to life in prison. According to a report by efeng.com, Phoenix New Media, SpaceXAI, in collaboration with Cursor, has officially launched its first AI model specifically trained for programming and agent-based tasks, named Grok 4.5. Elon Musk has described it as an Opus-class model designed for real-world engineering scenarios. Grok 4.5 excels at handling massive codebases and long-term multi-repository tasks. It was trained on tens of thousands of Nvidia GB300 GPUs, with a strong emphasis on data filtering and reinforcement learning across hundreds of thousands of technical tasks. In terms of performance, Grok 4.5 is highly cost-efficient, consuming only half the tokens of leading peer models per task, outputting at 80 tokens per second, and completing tasks in half the steps. It is priced at $20 per $1 million input tokens and $6 per million output tokens, less than half the cost of comparable models. Beyond coding in languages like Rust and C++, Grok 4.5 exhibits advanced capabilities in office environments, such as building complex Excel models, designing PowerPoint slides, and drafting Word documents. It is currently available for a limited free trial on the SpaceXAI console, Grok Build, and Cursor. According to a report from ifeng.com, the AI company Anthropic has officially and confidentially filed for an initial public offering, IPO, as of June 1, 2026. Data from SemiAnalysis suggests that the company is experiencing rapid financial growth, with third-quarter profits projected to exceed $1 billion. Anthropic has established itself as a leader in the B2B market, particularly through the widespread adoption of its Claude Code technology in software development. Industry analysts note that while OpenAI has reportedly delayed its own IPO plans until 2027. Anthropic is moving forward with a profitable business model, effectively removing traditional barriers to client acquisition. By entering the public markets ahead of its primary competitor, Anthropic is positioned to potentially become the largest AI laboratory IPO to date. This move is expected to pressure rivals to demonstrate their financial transparency and stability as the competition for large-scale AI infrastructure investment intensifies. The report highlights that if the company continues to execute its strategy effectively, it could reach a market valuation target of $6 trillion. According to a report from TechCrunch, the Swedish startup Lovable is currently in negotiations to raise $300 million in a new funding round. If successful, this deal would value the company at $13.2 billion, exactly double its $6.6 billion valuation from last December. The round is expected to be led by Menlo Ventures, which recently announced a new $3 billion fund. Lovable, which has been operating for less than 3 years, has seen significant traction in the vibe coding space, where users build software by describing it. The company reported hitting an annualized revenue run rate of $500 million in June, with a broad user base ranging from individual creators to major enterprises like Nvidia and Asana. This growth highlights the rising demand for AI-driven development tools, a sector that has seen massive valuations for other players like Replit and the recent acquisition of Cursor by SpaceX. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.